Many of you watching are looking to spend or have already potentially spent thousands of dollars on your wardrobe, specifically your suits. And no matter how much you've spent, there are always a few necessary steps that should be taken in order to make sure that your clothing lasts as long as possible. So with that being said, let's discuss proper suit maintenance. Let's start with number one, quality suit hangers. Now, this is something that I've spoken about in previous videos, but I can never talk about it enough, and that is making sure that you invest in a quality suit hanger. Now, most of the time when you purchase a quality suit, it does already come on a quality hanger, but I think it's great to have a few extras at home just in case. Now, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I see gentlemen walking around with their suits balled up or still on the wire hanger that they got from the cleaners. There are a couple reasons why this bothers me so much. Number one, because I know exactly what this does to a garment over time, but also number two, I was brought up with the type of dad who would take us over to the sink. He would have us grab an old toothbrush, our sneakers, and soap and start scrubbing. Now, I know we all value clothing a little bit differently, and at the end of the day, they are just clothes, but I still believe that it's super important to take care of your clothing. Now, back to the hangers. What exactly should you look for in a quality hanger? Well, number one, you should make sure that you find a hanger with a shoulder width of about 1.5 to 2 inches wide. Now, the reason for this is because a lot of the times we forget that our shoulders are much bigger than obviously a wire hanger. And whenever you're not wearing your suit or your jacket, you want to make sure that it maintains that shape as best as possible. Now, of course, if you take your jacket off and you lay it in the backseat of your car, nothing's going to happen. But over time, especially as it hangs in your closet, you want to make sure that it is hanging on a shoulder that is, again, approximately 1.5 to 2 inches wide. Now, as far as the material of the hanger, wooden hangers are preferred, but plastic hangers are just fine. The reason why wooden hangers are the preferred choice is because, similar to shoe trees, wood does a great job of absorbing moisture from your skin, from your clothing, from sweating. So wood is preferred, but again, the biggest thing is that you want to make sure that that shoulder width is 1.5 to 2 inches wide. I think we've all seen what can happen to our favorite t-shirt if it's on one of those wire or skinny plastic hangers for too long. They can oftentimes develop a dimple in the shoulder region. The same thing can happen with your suits. Also, I would probably say about 98% of the suits that I make and sell have no shoulder padding. This is even more important in maintaining that quality shape over time. Next up, let's discuss wrinkles and smells. Now, the example that I always give is, let's say you're at a cigar lounge and the next morning you wake up and your jacket or your suit has some interesting smells going on. Instead of immediately rushing to the dry cleaners, what I always recommend, especially if the suit is of a quality material, a natural material like cotton, wool, silk, cashmere, etc., the easiest option would be to simply let your suit air out for 1 to 2 days. Taking it out your closet, putting it in the bathroom, putting it by a window for 24 to 48 hours, in most cases will eliminate that smell. Next up, when talking about wrinkles, there's something that I recommend everyone invest in, and that would be a steamer. So once again, we'll get to dry cleaning in a moment, but the reason I recommend investing in even a $30 or $40 steamer, even if it's just off Amazon, is because this is a great way to maintain your clothing over time. I know it's something a lot of gentlemen don't enjoy doing, as it can be a little bit time consuming to some, but honestly, steaming is the most efficient and effective way to make sure that your clothing looks great over time. Also, it's much easier and more compact than the whole process of setting up an iron and an ironing board. This is actually a steamer that I keep at home. This is, once again, off Amazon. I think it was 30 or 40 bucks and does an amazing job. Now, of course, these don't compete with an industrial grade steamer, something with a pedal and the cool air that sucks down on the ironing board with a hot iron on top, but honestly, I use this every week and it does an amazing job. Steam can also help with some of those smells that you're experiencing as well. Sometimes you'll see online where people recommend putting maybe a drop or two of vinegar inside of the water for your steamer. This is definitely a good idea. It can help with some of those smells that might develop whenever you're going out or whenever you spent the night out at a lounge or some type of a bar setting. But steaming in general is something that I think every gentleman should implement into their weekly assignment whenever they're getting dressed and wearing their suits. And finally, let's discuss the topic of dry cleaning. Now, this is something that comes up on a weekly basis with a lot of my clients. And let me just say this, I personally have a love-hate relationship with the dry cleaners. Now, some of my love-hate comes from what I see with clients, and specifically what I see a lot of the times is gentlemen will take their suits to get dry cleaned and they'll come back with broken buttons. The garment will be in worse shape than when they originally brought it. Now, what happens a lot of the times is many dry cleaners are working at such a high volume that they don't really take the time to properly care for your garments as they're cleaning them. Also, nowadays, a lot of dry cleaners actually outsource a lot of their work. So they definitely don't have an eye on what's actually going on. Now, this begs one of the most asked questions when it comes to proper suit maintenance, and that is, how often should I get my suits dry cleaned? Now, this does really come down to how often you're wearing your suits, but the general answer would be no more than 2 to 3 times per year. The reason for this is because, once again, everything I just mentioned, but also a lot of dry cleaners use a lot of harsh chemicals and materials, which just simply are not good for the quality and longevity of a garment. Now, the same rule applies for me. Personally, I really only dry clean my suits whenever I need them spot cleaned. So sometimes I will spill something on my trousers or on my jacket, and if there's a stain that just simply won't come out, then I'll take it to the dry cleaners and have them spot clean it. But as a general rule of thumb, once again, I only recommend dry cleaning your suits 2 to 3 times per year. So as a quick recap, there are a few things that I recommend doing in order to maintain the longevity of your suits. Number 1 is to invest in a quality suit hanger. Wooden is preferred, but as long as the shoulder width is 1.5 to 2 inches wide, you'll be just fine. Number 2, investing in some type of at-home steamer system, whether that be something inexpensive off of Amazon or a more expensive option. Whatever you choose, having some type of steamer at home is great for extending the longevity of your garments and maintaining proper suit maintenance. And number 3, I would always recommend, if ever you need to clean your suits, taking it to a dry cleaner that you trust, developing some type of relationship with them. But I do recommend, if it's something as simple as a minor smell, just letting the suit air out, steaming it, maybe even adding a little bit of vinegar to the water as well, and then using dry cleaning as the final option. Hopefully this video gave you all a little bit of insight on how to properly maintain your suits over time. Let me know down below if you have any questions. Hopefully I answered them in this video, but if not, I'll make sure to get to them down below in the comments. Thank you all for the support, and I'll see you next time. Bye.